Very interesting to see the tactics here. Daniel Johnson in lane 5, you would think would be one of the favourites in this. We know that Lauper went fast. Balaz was good as well from Slovakia. The rest of the field, well, it's a bit hard to draw your line through the heats because some of the paddlers gave up pretty early on and kept some strength in reserve, but we're underway. And indeed, it does look like Samuel Balaz from Slovakia has gone out the fastest here in lane 4. Balaz. Lauper from Switzerland, not as quick out this afternoon as he was this morning. And at the top of the screen, it's Koloman from Finland, Klanthos from Cyprus, and Podpolny from Israel. Apologies there for my pronunciation, but Podpolny is looking pretty good at the moment in second position behind the Slovakian Samuel Balaz. Now, where is Daniel Johnson? He came home pretty strongly this morning in his heat, so we know he's got a strong finish, and he's starting to move into third position now, which would be a good spot for him to just stay. Top 3 go through to the final. At the top of your screen, it looks like Kolomainen from Finland is putting up a bit of a challenge. Samuel Balaz sits there in the lead. Right next to him, Podpolny from Israel, and maybe Kolomainen from Finland, currently sitting in third position at the top of your screen. It's close between he and Daniel Johnson, though, from Great Britain. So Balaz from Slovakia has been leading since they started. The Israeli Podpolny still hanging in there, although he's starting to drop off a little bit now. Maybe Balaz is just lifting the work rate here. And looks like closest to the screen down on the bottom of the course, it looks like the Ukrainian Voloshin is now starting to come through as well. So let's see if we can get an idea of where he is in relation to this field. It's Balaz in front. And Ronan Foley as well. He's now moving into, well, he's a marathon paddler, Foley. So he has moved up nicely, Ronan Foley. We thought we'd see more of him this morning, but he dropped out of the race in the heat, but this time he looks like he means business, so he has moved himself up into a top 3 position. At the top of the screen, it looks like it is still Kolomainen from Finland as well. No doubt about our leader. He is Samuel Balaz from Slovakia. He is looking pretty safe. Still a long way to go in this race. Anything can happen, but they are now starting to get strung out a little bit across the field. Balaz at the halfway, at the 250, is in the lead. Good race for second. Daniel Johnson's dropped right off. There he is. He is towards the back of the field. I'm not quite sure what's happened there with Daniel Johnson's race. But Samuel Balaz is in front. Ronan Foley just slips into second position now and is looking like he's racing a pretty even contest here. Ronan Foley from Ireland to book himself a ticket for the final and a chance to get an Olympic quota for Ireland. Now that would be a fairy tale. Eto Kolomainen from Finland at the top of the screen is also hanging in there. I think we just saw the nose of Vladislav Voloshin's boat from Ukraine moving into the picture as well, so he might have a good race for third. I think that Balaz has the #1 spot sewn up. Foley looks like he's got the second spot sewn up, but who's going to take the third spot? I tell you what, the Ukrainian has flown home. Oh my goodness, the poor old paddler from Finland, he had had enough. He had nothing more to give. He paddled a brave race, but he had nothing more to give over that last 50 meters. And Vladislav Voloshin from Ukraine timed it perfectly. A bit thirsty, he says. I wouldn't mind a drink. Vladislav Voloshin from Ukraine flew home to grab third position and to book himself a place in this afternoon's final. But that was a very impressive race there from our Slovakian paddler, Samuel Balaz. And he has booked himself a place in the final and kept his Olympic drive. Ronan Foley, a much better performance there in the semi-final. He looked pretty strong. He's a marathon paddler. And the Ukrainian right next to him, Vladislav Voloshin, flying home over the top to tip out the poor old paddler from Finland, Etu Kolomainen, who paddled...